Have you seen the man with the sandwich board saying the end of the world will be on Friday at noon? What do you think when you see him? He should be committed. What is he thinking? Is he thinking? We avert our eyes and keep on walking. A friend of mine in France put on his New Year's card, Le Seigneur reviendra. Mon Dieu, serait-ce pour cette année 2023? Which is to say, the Lord will return. My God, could it be this year, 2023? Why do we avert our eyes and keep on walking? We claim every week that we look forward to the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. The last few lines of this gospel have a very uncomfortable feeling for us. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be powerful earthquakes, famines, and plagues from place to place. The evangelists believed all this would happen first, before the end of the world as we know it. Take a moment. How do those lines make you feel? Supposing it could be 2023. Apocalyptic literature, of which this gospel passage and similar ones in the synoptics is an example, was common in the time of Jesus and before. Certainly, he and his community were familiar with it. How can we know against this background what Jesus was thinking? Perhaps that is impossible, but we can know to some degree what Luke and Paul and the early Christians thought. For them, they were living in the end times. The destruction of the incredibly beautiful temple by the Romans in 70 of the Common Era must have seemed like the beginning of that end. Christians living in those times, like Paul and Luke's community, certainly believed that these were the end times and that Jesus would return soon. Here were the signs, just as Luke described them: wars, earthquakes, famine. But of course we know it did not happen as they expected, and history tells us that the Christian community came to believe that they were living in the end times, but in a different sense. And throughout history, we have seen Luke's signs: nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, earthquake and famine again and again. And even now. And so are we to live in these times, our end times. The Jewish people celebrate with joy every year the holiday of Simchat Torah, the ending of the reading of the Torah cycle on the Sabbath, as they dance carrying the sacred scrolls around the synagogue and celebrate the story of their redemption. This year, it was on October 7th. For us, this week is the end of our cycle, the liturgical year, and the beginning of a new one in which to tell of our redemption, the saving story of Jesus. We keep those who are wishing to join us at the Eucharistic table, the catechumens and candidates, with us to hear the story as it unfolds each Sunday. And the scriptures we read in these days tell us again and again to be ready. Don't be asleep, because you know neither the time nor the hour. We believe there will be an end, but we don't know when or how. We believe that just as there was a beginning when God's love spilled over and created the universe, so there will be an end. And while there may be signs and wonders, wars and earthquakes, both literal and metaphorical, there will come the heavenly banquet of joy, at which we all see each other and God face to face. The next time you see the man with the sandwich board, what might you say to him?